Hi everyone, my name is Itamarbndvd. I'm a VIP tour guide here in Israel, and today I wanted to offer you something that is called tailor-made virtual tour of my family heritage. So this is an amazing virtual tour that will contain pictures, videos, interviews, and of course a roadmap of what the family story went like. So I want to demonstrate that with the story of my family. You can see them behind me. The little girl over here is actually my mother, and with the help of Google Earth and all the content providers that added amazing photospheres, I'm actually able to tell my family story. So it's simply a story of a Jewish Sephardic family that started in Spain, from Spain to Morocco, and from there to Israel. So the drama actually starts in Spain after the Reconquista. So at the end of the 15th century, the family was expelled alongside with hundreds of thousands of Jews from the Iberian Peninsula into Morocco in this case. And they lived in a little village, kind of like an oasis, called Gulmima. My uncles actually remember all the palm trees and the river that was flooded every now and then. So this is the patch of green that you can see, all the palm trees. This is the Moroccan village of Gulmima in the Atlas Mountains. From there, in the mid-50s, the family moved to a place called Meknes, a city called Meknes, and they lived in the Melah, the Jewish area of the city. You can actually see the cemetery just over here, all this white area over here. And they lived in a street called Mrara Street, the Cave Street. My uncles and cousins were actually there in the last few years. So this is a picture from the street where they lived. They actually remember growing up over there. This is the house where they lived, and the kind, hospitable Moroccan family over there allowed them in. So they took a few pictures from the house where they grew up. This is a picture of the Talmud Torah, the little Hebrew school that was there in the city, not necessarily the one they studied at. And over here, you can see a picture of my uncles growing up over there. From there, the family during the early 60s, they were told by the Mossad agents that they actually can come to Israel, to move to Israel, and they decided to do that move. So like probably 100,000 Jews during that time in the early 60s, they were smuggled out from the Reef area of Morocco, northeast part of Morocco on the Mediterranean. From there, they were taken with a fishing boat to Melilla, kind of a dramatic night for them, January of 1961. And from Melilla, they were smuggled to Malaga. From Malaga, taxis took them to Gibraltar. So this is the Rock of Gibraltar. It's a British territory. There was a military camp over there, a deserted one, that they lived at for about a week. So this is the Rock of Gibraltar, the entrance to the Mediterranean from the Atlantic Ocean. And with a little bit of research and the help, of course, of Google Earth, I actually found a place where this military camp used to be. So you can see the rock over here, you can see some caves, and you can see another pic over here. And this is exactly the spot where my family stood when a Spanish photographer took a picture of them. Here they are. Here's my mother again. You can see the caves, you can see the cliff, you can see the other pic over here. So with a little bit of research, we can definitely tell the family story quite well. So after 1 week of waiting over here, a cruise ship, pretty fancy one actually, as the family tells, took them from the far west corner of the Mediterranean to the far east side of the Mediterranean to Haifa Port. So this is the modern port of Haifa. You can see it over here. Here's the city of Haifa on Mount Carmel. And after a few hours of waiting over there, a bus took them to the Upper Galilee. This is the Upper Galilee, Mount Meron, near Tzfat, near the city of Tzfat. Here it is. So through this mountainous area, they drove all the way to Hatzor. My grandfather actually worked as a forest ranger. So you can see pine trees over here that were planted, probably his work back in the 60s and 70s. So they lived in a place called Hatzor. It's a little town, mostly Moroccan families live over there. And this is the house that I remember as a child visiting my grandparents just over here. And my older cousins and my uncles actually tell the story of my grandparents sitting over here next to the bus station, telling stories, laughing at the world, and waiting for the children and grandchildren to visit them. So thank God they established a pretty big family over here. I have almost 40 first cousins, and thank God we are thriving here in the state of Israel. So if you are interested in such a virtual tour of your family heritage, if you want to add the pictures, the videos, the interviews of your older relatives, this is the opportunity. So just click on the link that is attached to this video, and I hope to talk to you soon. So I wish you all the best.